The Ticket.
What a weekend it was, whether you were at the Luke Combs concert on the Blue, whether you were at a state track and field or baseball or other prep event, whether you were watching the Steelheads go up 2-0 in the Western Conference Finals, lots of stuff going on, and maybe you watched or paid attention to Sting Ray Robb qualify for the Indy 500. Only a couple people from the state of Idaho have ever done that before. Who had the best weekend of them all? That's what we're here to discuss. Hour number 2, Prater in the ball game. Tough task here, Prater.
Three very impressive athletic performances. We're basically talking here things that have never happened before. Gatlin Bair did things that have never happened before. Adam Scheel did things that have never happened before. Sting Ray Robb, at least for him, did something. I mean, he didn't break any records or set any history, but a 21-year-old kid from Payette, Idaho, qualifying in his first ever Indy 500. That's a beautiful storyline. So, three completely different athletes, three completely different stories, but three beautiful finishes. And we couldn't decide this morning in our production meeting, so let's duke it out right here on the show.
Yeah, we want you guys to be involved too. Obviously, call or text 208-424-9300. Of those three, Gatlin Bair, Adam Scheel, or Sting Ray Robb, who had the best weekend locally in sports? Call, text. Let's hear what your opinions are. Maybe you're a big fan of one or the other and you want to sell it, so go ahead and do it. You want me to start? I always make you start first.
Go ahead and start.
So I'm going to start.
Start. Let's hear your opinion first.
I'm going to say who had the best weekend. Gosh, I can't get off Gatlin Bair, guys. Gatlin Bair set state records in the 100 and the 200, and he just continues to smoke the competition at a historical level. Heck, his times, his 10.15, he'd be the fastest time ever in a lot of states, not just Idaho. He would own so many different state records if he played. Heck, if he was in Texas right now, he'd be the fastest kid in Texas. And he's from Burley, Idaho. And they have major competition in places like Texas. I don't know if us or anybody listening right now will be alive when someone can say, oh, the state of Idaho has a new 100 or 200 meter track and field champion. I don't know if we'll be around to say that. I mean, unless Gatlin Bair actually came back next year. He's only a junior, but we've been told that's not going to happen.
Nope.
That his high school, his prep track and field days, at least representing the IHSAA, those are done.
His entire track and field career might be done.
It might be, yeah. He might never run another sanctioned race ever, and he's going to have those times. And he's been such a good kid. We've had him on. We're going to try to bring him on, obviously, as soon as we can again and get another update. But for me, as great as the other two have been, that kid out of Burley, Idaho, who continues to turn heads not only in national high school track and field, but also in football. It makes me think like, wow, as great as he is and as sought after as Gatlin Bair is on football, and you said he can go to any school he wants. Nick Saban has probably told him, hey, call me whenever you need me, right? Do you have any question? You need little oatmeal cookies that I eat every day. I'll send you some. Okay, Gatlin? Like, I think that, as great as he is in football and as sought after as he is, if that kid, I'm thinking, if he just honed down and focused on track and field, I wonder if he could be bigger in that sport than he ever could be as a wide receiver in football. But the kid loves football. I love football too. I'm not hating on that. But Gatlin Bair, for me, had the best weekend. What do you guys think? Text us. Prater?
Last year, Gatlin Bair, by the way, ran a 10.72 at this same track meet. Today, or this weekend, he ran a 10.15. That's how much he improved in 1 year. And I told you that Usain Bolt's world record is 9.58. So if he improves like that a year from now, which he won't, we're talking world-class level.
He would run in the 9s next year. Would you believe that he could get from 10.15 down to 9.97?
Maybe. Wow. Maybe. I mean, as a senior, as a high school senior to break 10 seconds, I think it would be possible. Especially with his power and his speed, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And those videos from the weekend were just absolutely spectacular. You're not wrong, and there's no wrong answer here. I'm going to go with Adam Scheel, the Idaho Steelheads goalie. 3 consecutive shutouts, 2 consecutive shutouts to open the Western Conference Finals, both home games. He gave up 33 shots last night. He stopped 33 shots last night. He stopped 29 shots on Saturday night. He turns around and plays. First of all, in hockey, you rarely, if ever, doing it more at all levels, play back-to-back games. And when you do play back-to-back games, there's usually almost always a different goalie. And when you play a back-to-back game on a Saturday night and then a Sunday afternoon, I can't ever remember a professional goalie being turned around and asked to do both. He started 2 hockey games, 2 high-level professional hockey games in less than 24 hours.
Wow.
The Toledo Walleye, I'm trying to come up with another nickname. I don't like this team anymore. I decided I don't like them at all. I'm going to go get some walleye and put it in my trash. But in this particular case, they came after him and he stopped everything. It was unbelievable the way he did it. He looked smooth last night. He never gave up control of this game. 3 consecutive shutouts, historic in terms of the ECHL playoffs. It's never happened. One goalie. While the Toledo Walleye are rotating goalies every other day. You play here, you play here, you play there. They've rotated. No goalie on the Toledo Walleye roster has been asked to play back-to-back games this entire postseason. And Adam Scheel played 2 games in 18 hours and just dominated the Toledo Walleye. And the Sunday crowd, are you kidding me? Every one of you guys or gals at the game yesterday, it was packed. It was crazy. I've never seen that building packed at 4:00 on a Sunday afternoon. And then Adam Scheel came in to the rescue, and it was a beautiful game to watch. Go Steelheads.
Gosh, it was a good crowd yesterday on a Sunday matinee.
Unbelievable.
On a Sunday afternoon.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Me and JP were watching golf, man.
Yeah.
Watching the PGA Championship there. And I didn't realize that about goalies. So if you play back-to-back days, typically in hockey, you don't do that to your goalie.
No, you don't
play him straight games.
I don't think up until COVID, the NHL ever played back-to-back games, period. But I couldn't say that. They're doing it more. And I'm sure it's happened, but it's certainly not a regular basis. And what I saw this weekend, I'm not sure I've ever seen happen.
Okay. Yeah, that's phenomenal, man. I didn't realize that with Adam Scheel. And think about that. Not one goal, like you said, he gave up. Not that the Steelheads won and he played well. 2 straight shutouts and 3 all in all dating back to last series. Like you said, he might be the hottest goaltender on the planet right now who's actually playing professional hockey.
Remy Poirier.
Yes.
Who 4 months ago was the greatest goaltender the Steelheads had ever had.
Yep.
We thought this guy was going to be good. Remy Poirier is, I don't want to say he's unemployed, but he's not playing right now.
Yeah.
You know, the Dallas Stars, his team got eliminated over the weekend. I don't think he's going to Dallas. He might. I don't think he's coming down here. We don't want him. Adam Scheel has made Remy Poirier.
Wow.
You're dead to me, Remy Poirier. You're dead to me, Remy
That's
Poirier.
Crazy.
And that's because of Adam Scheel and the way he's played. If Remy Poirier comes down here, I'd be very, very upset with that, although he proved to be a great goalie. Leave Adam Scheel alone.
All right. Any honorable mention for Sting Ray Robb?
Yeah,
here?
Sting Ray Robb, 230 miles an hour. He was the second to last guy in. They've changed the rules at Indy 500 in terms of qualifying, so I'm not exactly sure how it works, nor do I care. And, there was a last chance, last row qualifying effort. We all know that in the Indy 500, there's 11 rows of 3 drivers, a total field of 33. Those have been the rules for 1,000 years. Okay. And so you get to the last row, 3 spots available, 4 drivers, including Graham Rahal, a well-known name, an established young driver in this league, in the Indy Racing League. And Sting Ray Robb puts his car on the track at about 230 miles an hour and gets it done, qualifies for the Indy 500 in his first ever attempt. Today, he was back on the track practicing very, very hard. He got up to 23rd on the speed charts today in practice. So every time I look, his car gets faster. Every time I look, he's getting faster and more confident as a driver. I think at this point, he's probably put in well over 500 laps, maybe even more, maybe 1,000 laps at this point, the way they've been practicing the last couple of weeks. Sting Ray Robb, he's not going to win the Indy 500 on Sunday morning, but if he can get in there as a rookie and be a factor and finish the race, that'd be pretty darn cool.
If he did win.
That's not going to happen.
I mean, where would that rank for you in Idaho sports feats?
It's a Fiesta Bowl.
Okay. Yeah,
it's for him in his world. Yeah. It's a Fiesta Bowl and maybe even bigger, but that's about as big as it gets around here. So
yeah, Sting Ray Robb, Indy 500. You'll be watching on
Sunday morning. The Indy 500 is always on Sundays, Memorial Day weekend morning.
Why is the Indy 500 for you better than the Daytona 500?
I like open wheel car racing. Much more. It's just a better brand of sport. Open wheels. I guess the crash factor, the speed factor, the intensity factor.
Okay.
Stock cars are fun, but they're just big old lumbering machines.
Mm-hmm.
You put a rocket on a set of 4 open wheels and tell them to go 240 miles an hour.
Okay.
We got some drama, my
so
friend.
that's serious speed.
That's
difference.
some serious, and the open wheel just brings a whole nother element to the factor, the risk factor, the danger factor, and just the history of the Indy 500.
What do you guys think on that? Do you prefer the Indy 500 to the Daytona 500 or any other race? All my lug nut listeners out there, what do you guys think? We want to know. Prater in the ball game, Idaho Sports Talk. JP, let's get her done. Second chance to qualify for touchdowns for tickets. You're going to call 208-424-9300 right now. JP, get us caller number 9, and they will come back and play touchdowns for tickets. Hope to get them qualified. And we're going to talk about the concert, the review, Albertson Stadium on Saturday. What a spectacle that was, right? Boise State fans, right? Idaho fans. How'd you like to do something like that every single summer? Is it possible? Let's talk about it. Prater on the ball game. KTIK, the ticket.
From the Beacon Plumbing Traffic Studios, this is